So there we go, empty shelves. All Super Nintendo has gone. Hey guys, welcome back to Ask Snes. Yeah, so there we are. All my Super Nintendo games have gone. They look bare, empty shelves, man. Oh. But yeah, it's all good because I'm getting the Super Famicom, so it will. I think that's Retro Day. Hang on. Dave, can I call you back, mate? I'm right in the middle of shooting a video. So I'm just in the Q&A for tomorrow. Okay, no worries. See you in a bit. Bye. So that was Retro Dave. Impeccable timing as always, Dave. So I will leave that in. Okay. So yeah, as I say, all Super Nintendo's gone, but Super Famicom is coming. So those shelves will eventually get filled up, which is good. But yeah, it's a bit weird not having them there. The game room looks really bare. There's just like hardly anything in here. I've got a couple of PlayStation games, my Mega Drive games, which are not a lot at all, and all my last gen like PS3 and Wii, which the Wii stuff's really limited as well, and PS4, well, a couple of games. So yeah, it's very bare, but it's going to increase and get better because there will be a lot of Japanese Mega Drive and a lot of Japanese Super Famicom. So the future's bright. Let's put it that way. Anyway, you're here for the questions, and that's what's important. So let's crack on and see what we've got. Okay, so first questions this week are from Muzz247365, so thank you very much. First question is, does the Super Famicom need a step-down converter for the power supply? No, it doesn't. I've actually replied to this in text form as well, so I don't know if you've seen that, but no, it doesn't. You can buy a UK power supply that's been specially made, and I've also been told you can use a Mega Drive 1 power supply, but don't take my word for that because I haven't tested it myself. But yeah, you can just go on eBay and buy a power supply, no problem at all. Or just Google console goods. Rob is an absolute top bloke, he'll sort you out. The next question, did you ever visit the game centre that used to be in Birmingham, Omega Sector it was called? No, I didn't. I don't know where that was, to be quite honest. Depends if it was there when I lived there. I left Birmingham in 2008, so I don't know. I don't remember a place called Omega Sector, so possibly not. It depends where about. If it was in the city centre, I would have been aware of it, but other than that, probably not. Number 3, any new Blu-ray pickups recently? He recently picked up the Captain America 2 Steelbook, which so did I actually. I picked that up as well. The only reason I've not done a video is because that's the only thing I've picked up on Blu-ray, so I didn't really see the point in making a film talk about one film. But when I've got some more coming in, I will do. I'll do a new video because there are a few I want to get. A lot of it's on the back burner as well because Christmas is around the corner, so I tend to cut my buying down at this time of year. Not in the retro games, obviously, because I don't ask for those for Christmas presents because it's too complicated to ask for Christmas presents for that. But Blu-rays, they always go on the Christmas list, and I need to make sure people have got ideas to buy me stuff. So, yeah. Right, so there will be a film coming anyway. There will be another chat. And number 4, is there any game for the Super Nintendo you really don't want to sell? I had a couple that I did put to one side. A couple of American exclusives like Inspector Gadget and Biker Mice from Mars, and Run Saber as well. But the more I thought about it, I thought, I don't know if there's any point in keeping them because it means I'll have to keep the American Super Nintendo to play them. If I sell the American Super Nintendo, I'll have to buy a converter to work on the Japanese Famicom. And I found last time I had all that as American games, I was really in the American collecting focus. And I tried to have Super Famicom exclusives on the side, and it never worked. I couldn't do it. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't feel right having those Japanese games in the collection, and I couldn't straddle the line of both. I had to have one or the other. And I found the same this time round as well. I want to go Japanese, I want to go Japanese full on, and if those games weren't released in Japan, then so be it. The only exceptions going forward, unfortunately, are going to have to be like Sunset Riders and Turrican 2 because they didn't get released. And while Run Saber, Inspector Gadget and Biker Mice are all great games, they don't twist my arm as much as Super Turrican 2 and Sunset Riders. And it's a bit awkward. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've sold my Super Nintendo, so I'm probably going to have to get a converter anyway because I can't see myself buying an American Super Nintendo again, because if I do that I'll end up buying American games on the side and I feel right about doing that. It's weird. It makes no sense because it shouldn't really bloody matter either way. But yeah, but in terms of my games, I've just sold them all. I've just got rid of the lot. It's the easiest solution I found. Just start from scratch, sell them on, start again, go Japanese, and yeah, see what happens. But never say never. Who knows? In 12 months' time, I might change my mind. So not about the Japanese stuff. I mean, just in terms of actually having a few American games as well. Yeah, I'm not going to sell the Japanese stuff and go back to American again. I can't be doing that. Okay. Question number 5. And one more quick question. What's the cut-off time for asking questions? So he wants to know when I film these videos. So I film these videos on a Thursday afternoon, well, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, depending on what I feel. So I would say midday, around about midday on a Thursday is usually when I do them. So I would say that the latest you should get a question, if you can, would be Wednesday evening. That way you'd be fine. Because I know sometimes people have left questions and I haven't got to answering them because they've been on the last previous video. And I've just realised Alex Blue Tonic asked me some questions last week after I filmed the video. So I'm hoping he's pasted them onto this video. If he hasn't, I'll have to go and track them down in a minute. But lucky you reminded me, actually. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, if you want to put any questions in for me, just put them in the comments below and do it before the following Wednesday, and then they'll be guaranteed for the following Friday. So thank you for the questions, mate. Okay, next questions, let's have a look. Next questions, well, we've got a long list of questions from Kay Hewitt again, so he's on a mission, so thanks, mate. How did you find Kid Icarus? I still haven't had a chance to watch him, sorry mate, I do apologise. Yeah, with all the stuff going on at the moment, trying to sort all my games out and everything, as I said last time, my time is limited, and plus I've got the American TV shows as well. At the moment, everything's coming back on. There's all new seasons of American shows, and there's new TV shows starting as well. And if you haven't seen it, everybody, go and watch Stalker. Awesome. I watched the first episode last week. Absolutely brilliant show. It's going to be a really good one. If you like the following, you're going to love Stalker. It looks absolutely spot on. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up with all that at the moment, but I will definitely take some time out and have a look at these videos, because otherwise you're just going to keep asking me, ain't you? But no, I will do it. Next question. What is the Kirby poster thing in the background? That there is just a standee from the shop. So it's just one I bought on eBay. So it's just a big basic advertisement they was having, like Game or Game Station or GameStop. So yeah, that's what that is. Number 3. If you were decorating, you had a pot of paint teetering the top of a ladder, and you could either push it towards your Super Nintendo console or your PS3, which would you choose to ruin? Ideally I wouldn't, I'd throw it away from both of them, but if I had to choose one, it'd have to be the PS3, of course, because there's no way I could do it for the Super Nintendo. That would be horrific. Yeah, especially my Japanese Super Nintendo, I'd be crying if I did that. So PS3 can be easily replaced. The Japanese, or whichever Super Nintendo you've got, trying to get one in perfect condition again, no. So yeah, PS3. I like that question. Number 4. I hope you don't mind me asking these questions. No, not at all, the more the better. Number 5. Is that shop in Western that you did a video about still open? It is. It's called MT Games. I've not been there in a long time, to be quite honest with you, because I don't collect PAL games anymore, so there's no reason for me to really go in there. As far as I'm aware, last time I went in there was about a year ago, and they were starting to transfer over from gaming. They still had some games in there, but they were doing more action figures, and Lego was the big thing they were doing. And I'm pretty sure they've gone that direction. If you know, there's a couple of people in Western who actually watch my video, so you might know. But I think MT Games has changed the direction a little bit now. Okay, have you ever suffered the ring of death on a 360? I did once on a 360. I can't remember if it was a Jasper 360 or not, I'm not too sure. But it was one of those where it resets itself. It came up with the message on the screen that the ring went red. And I was like, oh shit. And I turned it off, left it for an hour and a half, come back and it was fine, it reset itself. So I don't know how that works, but yeah. So yeah, I have only had it once, thank God. Have you ever had a game where you play it loads for maybe a few weeks, then don't touch it for months, then suddenly you play it again? It's like that in Minecraft. Yeah, there's several. I mean, I can't think of anything particular offhand, but there's been loads of games where, I mean, I'm like that with anyway, like with music's the same thing. I'll just play it and play it and play it. And then to the point I just can't listen to it anymore, or I can't play the game anymore, and I have to put it to one side. And then I'll come back to it in a few months, because some games are like that. They just get addictive and they just drag you in and you can't put them down. But yeah, I've definitely had that happen. Okay, you told us your favourite US super... hang on. Right, okay. Hang on, I'm confused now. Oh, right, okay. I think I've missed. I think it's just a bit of a mistype. I think it's that I've told you what my favourite console is, the Super Nintendo, and you want to know what my least favourite console is. That's hard. I'll be honest with you, there isn't a console that I've played that I don't like. I can always find something that I enjoy, even like the Jaguar. It's got a certain charm about it, I really like it. I've never ever owned a console that I've thought, oh, that's utter crap, I can't play that. So, but I'd say if you're going to line them up in terms of quality, in terms of what I would prefer to play and enjoy, probably the Jaguar is going to be the least favourite. Just because it's got a very small library of really quality games to play on it. It's very limited in the good stuff. But it is a great console. I still like the console. I really can't say that I dislike any console. You know, I've played loads of over the years. I mean, I've played like NES, Master System, Mega Drive SNES, Commodore 64, Spectrum, Amstrad, Amiga, Atari ST, Neo Geo, AES, CD and CDZ. I've PC Engine. I've played those. Jaguar. What else have I played? Game Boy, obviously. Game Boy Advance SP. Game Boy Advance just in general. Obviously all the PlayStations, the Xboxes, the Wii, the Wii U, the GameCube, the N64, yeah, Dreamcast, Saturn, there's another couple. So I've played most consoles, if not all, and yeah, I really can't say that I dislike any console, but the least one would be the Jaguar. It'd probably be right down the very bottom of the list. Yeah, because all the other consoles have got really decent libraries and have a lot to offer. So yeah, I'll go with that one. Okay, number 9. If you were Super Mario, would you befriend Peach because you fancy her, or Bowser because he would protect you? Peach is off. She's just going to get kidnapped, isn't she? So what's the point? I'd probably try and make peace with Bowser because it's been going on for too long now, and it's getting a bit silly now. I think they need to just have a beer, talk about it, try and resolve their issues. And as you say, he could protect you in the kingdom as well, so that would probably be a wise move. So yeah, I'd align myself with Bowser. If you could compare yourself to a game character, which one would you be most like? Christ knows, I ain't got a clue. Probably like Sackboy or something like that. Really chilled out, just taking it easy, not really taking life too seriously, not rushing. Yeah, Sackboy. Have you ever smashed a controller in rage? No, I've thrown a few controllers in them time, but I've never managed to break one, thank God. But I've definitely thrown a few. If the Game Boy Advance is a handheld SNES, then is the 3DS a handheld Wii? I don't know actually, it looks a little more, to be honest, the 3DS looks a bit more powerful than a Wii. I don't know what the tech specs are on both of the systems, but graphically, to me, anyway, with my eyes, it looks more crisp and the graphics look better than the Wii. I might just because it's a smaller screen as well. Obviously condensed, it looks nicer. But yeah, I suppose you probably could call it that. Obviously Mario 64 was released on the DS, but I think they should have waited and released it on the 3DS. Do you think it would have been successful if re-released on the 3DS? Yeah, that would have actually been quite good. The 3D element, because I really love the 3D on the 3DS, I think it's fantastic. It really adds that extra, the extra, just that's something extra. It gives you the depth anyway, obviously, but yeah. It would actually be really cool to see Mario 64, the opening bit when you walk outside and you're outside the castle, to see that in 3D with that depth as you're going over the bridge. That would look really good actually. I'm just trying to, even right at the beginning when you have to run up the hill, you go over the bridge and round the corner and up the hill, and you got that, is it a bomb? I think that's what it is, that big black thing on the chain. That would actually be really good in 3D. Yeah, I think there's an opportunity there, they should do that. Definitely. And thanks for answering my questions, no problem. Do you have anything to ask me? I don't know. I've never been asked to ask somebody else a question before. What made you come to my channel in the first place? That's what I always find interesting. How did you find my channel? And when you found my channel and you started watching videos, what made you interested enough to want to stay and subscribe? There you go, answer that one for me. Okay. So thank you for the question, mate. Next question, let me see. Oh, cool, Ed. I missed that comment. I ain't heard of Ed in ages. I'll have a read of that in a bit. Okay, just looking for more questions. Okay, so Andy, Scratchmaster Web, hello. So he wants to know how I feel about new generation consoles releasing the HD remakes like the Halo and Last of Us. So you got the Master Chief Collection and Last of Us remastered. I think I've spoken about this before, but I will say I'm actually more enjoying them now, more in favour of them. That's more better way of saying it. Originally, I didn't see the point. Then people started saying, well, you know, a lot of people had 360 that didn't have PS3, so I started thinking, well, yeah, okay, fair enough. If it's exclusives like Last of Us, it makes perfect sense to port them over to PS4 because the majority of people have got PS4 now and they've ditched Xbox, so that's fine. And I wasn't completely convinced by the whole upgrade in the graphics. I thought it ain't going to make much difference. Then I played Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and I was sold. That looks absolutely stunning, so I think it's well worth the upgrade. And I don't mind it doing it. I'm still not sure about games like Sleeping Dogs. Even though it's going to look beautiful, it's the same with Tomb Raider. It was on both consoles, so it really is just for people who just feel like buying it just to get the upgrade. Once it's down in price, it's like 20 quid or something, I might end up buying Sleeping Dogs because I love that game. It's brilliant. I played it a few times all the way through. It's a really enjoyable experience, so I think with the upgraded graphics it will be nice. But I mean, to me the exclusives make a lot more sense, you know, in terms of everybody, like the majority of people having the 360 last time and not the PS3. Whereas now it's because of what Microsoft did when they announced the Xbox One. Most people switched over to PlayStation, so they've missed out on a wealth of really great exclusives. So I'm really, fingers crossed, hoping that we're going to get an Uncharted trilogy remaster because I would love to see that. And I think Uncharted Drake's Fortune in particular needs a remaster. 2 and 3 still look stunning. You know, with the remaster they're going to look even better. But number 1, yeah, the graphics could really do with it. And I think, you know, as nice as it still looks, it looks dated now. It looks a bit barren. So you can definitely tell it's an early game, so it'll be really nice to see that. I'd love to see a remaster of the trilogy. And I think, to be honest, with Uncharted 4 coming out, there's a high possibility that Sony aren't going to miss that opportunity. They're going to drop the Uncharted trilogy remaster just before Uncharted 4 is about to arrive, so that would be awesome. So yeah, I'm definitely in favour of them now. I've changed my mind. Okay. Oh my God, there's one more question from Kate Hewitt. Hello, he's dropped one in at the top there. What's the most questions anyone has asked in one go in these videos? I think 15 is probably the limit, mate. I think you're definitely up there. And I think Skunk works as well. I think he asked 15 as well. So that's got to be the record so far. Nice. Okay, so just another look for those. I'm sure Alex left me some questions last week, the week before last. Let me just have a look. Right, yeah, I knew we had. I've got them. Okay. Right, okay, so here we go. So these are the last questions. These are from my good mate Alex, BlueTonic78. So we've got 4 questions. And the first question is, any regrets over your NTSC Super Nintendo decision, and do you think there's a possibility that novelty of Japanese games will eventually wear thin to the point of you selling those too? I hope not. I don't want to. That's the idea anyway. The plan is not to. I'm quite happy with the decision actually, Alex. As time's gone on, I've realised that it was the right decision, and yeah, the system came yesterday. There will be a video for that, and it's absolutely awesome. And it just, as soon as it arrived, I was just like, oh wow! It just took me right back to the early 2000s when I got into collecting, and I bought myself a Super Famicom, and it's a weird nostalgia to have because I didn't have a Japanese system in the 90s, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad I've done it. So. You know, I never say never, you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but at the moment I'm very happy with the decision I made and I'm glad and I'm going to stick with it, so yeah, it's all good. So I'm just going to change the battery, guys, because it is going to die. I'll be mid-sentence, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, and we're back. Right, so second question from Alex. I noticed the PS3 collection videos that you've started to upload are all hovering around the 10-minute mark. Can you get back to making longer videos, please? Some of us like to sit back, relax and watch with a cuppa. Sorry about that, mate. Hopefully this will make up for it. This is going to be about half an hour. Yeah, the only reason I did that was because I thought it just made more sense to split them up. Because I've got 50 games. I thought 10 games per video, 10-15 minutes. It's a lot easier to watch. Because obviously people have a lot of videos to watch and I just want to make sure they can just jump in and watch it and get out. Because obviously if I could have done it for an hour, that's great, but I know that a lot of people haven't got an hour to spare. But it is difficult because I know myself, I like to watch long videos. I prefer when someone puts like a 40-minute video up. But I'm a single bloke with plenty of time on my hands, so I can do that. You know, I mean, I know you're married, but you haven't got kids, so it's a little bit easier. But if you've got a family in that, it's not that easy to jump in and out. But yeah, don't worry, there will be long videos. You know me by now, mate. I'm not going to just like keep making short videos. Number 3. It's a while off yet, but who do you intend to vote for? Oh, okay, in next year's general election. And what are your views on the main contenders, the Tories and Labour, as well as UKIP? I like the fact that you put Liberals in there, good one. If you cannot count them as a serious contender, that is. Feel free to pitch up with your say on the Liberal Democrats if you like, but I'm not sure anybody takes them seriously these days. Yeah, I know. Only students take the Liberals seriously. I don't think adults do at all. Yeah, I'll be voting Conservative at the moment. That's where I'm laying my vote because I think it's the right way to go. I think at the moment, the way the country is and the elections coming up, I've watched Ed Miliband and I can't take the man seriously at all. Terrible choice for leader. Absolutely zero charisma. He tries really hard, but every time I watch him in interviews, I just think, oh, come on, Ed, please make an effort. Come on. You need to wind him up. You've either got charisma or you haven't. His brother David, shitloads of charisma and a brilliant leader. Ed is not a leader, not at all. He's a follower, and I feel sorry for him because he's trying so hard. And the problem is he's got Ed Balls as well. He's a complete arsehole. And when you've got Ed Balls in the cabinet, you've got no chance. He's such a twat, and he should have gone a long time ago. Should have booted him out. You know. But I honestly don't think Labour's got a hope in hell next year. They just keep trying to attack the Tories on the same old bullshit about, oh, they're posh and they've got loads of money. Well, so have you guys as well. All politicians have got loads of money. You're all well educated. You wouldn't be doing the job otherwise. So that argument is always really stupid to me. Labour are not the party of the working class. They haven't been for a long time, so that's bullshit. They're obviously attacking them on the NHS and all different fronts, but Cameron just keeps knocking them down like whack-a-mole every time they come up with something. You watch Prime Minister's Question times, and I've watched Ed Miliband stand up and try and have a go at the Prime Minister. David Cameron just takes the piss out of him. He just stands there and just goes, whatever, shut up, Ed. And he always comes across as a better speaker and a better, what's the word I'm thinking of? God, that's annoying when it goes blank like that. Yeah, he's better in debate space. He's a better debater. He can destroy Ed Miliband quite easily. I just don't see any reason to. I mean, the problem I've got is I won't vote. I wasn't going to vote Labour anyway because the way New Labour screwed this country over. So basically, in my eyes, and it's only my opinion, but personally, New Labour screwed the country, left us in the crap. They pissed all the money out the wall, and we were in deep trouble. And that's how we got into recession, and the country's just gone downhill because of that. And because of that reason, I refuse to vote Labour. They need to really prove themselves to me. So the way I see it, the Conservatives at the moment are on the right path. You know, as hard as it is, the economic recovery is happening. We are getting there slowly but surely. We will improve, and we need to stay the course. Because if we don't stay the course, we ain't going to improve. All we're going to do is put Labour back in, as we always do, go back and forth between the two parties. Labour come back in, throw all the money away again, country goes to shit, and then it's back where we started. So we need to just keep going and just, you know, ride out the rough years, and eventually we're going to get to a point where the country is on a rise again, and the minimum wage will rise, and everything will be great. Ed Miliband has said he wants to bring in £8 minimum wage, right, okay? But that's going to be around about 2019, 2020, because he ain't going to do it before then. He's already said he wants to stick to the economic plan that the Conservatives want to do, so he's not offering anything new there, because he realises that they are on the right path, no matter what he says and what their party says. And at the end of the day, you can't possibly just magic money from nowhere, and he ain't going to get an £8 minimum wage until the next election. It'll be the same old thing like they all do. 2019 will roll round, election in 2020, Ed Miliband will say, right, well, you know £8, if you vote us back in next year, we'll make sure that goes through. Because he's already said that, you know, it will be an incremental rise. You can't just come in next year and put £8 on. It's not possible, and we all know it's not possible. So that's ridiculous. It makes a good headline, it's nice for the Mirror, but, you know, realistically, it ain't going to happen for a long time. You know, ideally, when the economy's back on track, I personally think that a minimum wage in this country should be £10 an hour. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a more than fair wage, I think, for the average working person. So I think that's where we should be aiming for, is £10 an hour, not £8 an hour. But it is a start. I know the Tories have said £7, I think, or it was 7 or 7.50, I can't remember exactly. I think it was 7. So that's where George Osborne must go, because he has to try and be a bit more sensible and not just throw money away. The Liberals are a joke, they always have been. To me, they're far too soft, and from my personal views on politics and the way the country's run and different issues, the Liberals, I would like to give them a try, because I think their utopian view of the world would be fantastic, but it's not realistic at all. And they would be far too soft, and the country's soft enough as it is, I find, on a lot of issues, so we need a firm hand to take control. This is why I would never be Prime Minister, because I wouldn't get voted for, because I'm a bit too stern. I mean, I'm pretty easygoing in most things, but there are certain issues where I think this country needs a good firm hand, and it hasn't had that for a long, long time. And Tony Blair let that slip big time. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to vote Conservative. I think that's the best option at the moment, the safest option. Liberals don't even factor. Although I did watch Nick Clegg on an interview on Sunday with Andrew Marr, and I have to say, for the first time ever, I watched Nick Clegg, and I was like, you know what, mate, I might actually vote for you. That was worrying. That did give me a big shiver, because it was like, Jesus. I mean, I'd never vote for Liberals, because, as I say, they're far too soft. And I don't think they've got the, even though they're in power at the moment as a coalition, they're not in complete control. They're sort of just controlling the Tories a little bit and stopping them doing certain things they want to do. But they don't have the full power. If they had the full power, I don't think they're capable of running this country. I'd like them to prove me wrong. It would be nice to have something completely different, because all we ever get is, Tory, Labour, Tory, Labour. Like America, Democrats and Republicans. The two-party system is not a good thing. You need to have variety. UKIP, I don't know, man. Nigel Farage is very likeable, really nice guy, says what he thinks, no bullshit, and I can see why people vote for him. Absolutely, he's really good at what he does. In terms of Prime Minister, I don't believe that UKIP have proven themselves that they can run the country. They're obsessed with immigration, and that's fine. That needs to be sorted out. This issue needs to be tackled, obviously, in a proper manner. I just think you can't have one issue as a party. You need to really push your other mandates and really explain to people what you actually stand for and what you can do for the country, because that's more important than anything. Much as I like Nigel Farage as a personality, I don't think he's a leader. I don't think he's a world leader at all. His views on immigration are not something that's going to go down well in Europe, and he's not going to be able to communicate well with Hollande and Merkel and all of the other leaders that are important in the world, and Obama or whoever becomes, and the president in 2016, Clinton. So yeah, it will be Hillary. I hope to God it's Hillary. So I don't know. I personally think for me at the moment, the only person I can vote for is David Cameron and the Conservatives. That's the only logical, safe option to keep this country going in the right direction. So that's where I'm going to go for it. That's where I fall. So thanks, mate. Okay, last question here. You recently got into your vinyl. Indeed I did. And what new bands and artists have you stumbled across who you knew little or nothing about, who you are now quite into as a result of your found hobby? One would be George Benson. I was really quite impressed. I've heard the name many a time, didn't have a clue who he was. So I picked up his albums. I've got 2 more to listen to. But I really like him. He's really good, really nice, soulful, beautiful voice. Great album. The ABC album was a surprise. I don't know if I'd buy any more of their stuff. It was a good album. It was a bit weird, a bit all over the shop. Who else have I got? But most of the stuff I've been buying, to be quite honest, has just been stuff that I'm aware of, and bands and artists that I know of. I just didn't know them yet. I bought Culture Club the other week, and it had Karma Chameleon on. That was the only song I knew. But I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I listened to it yesterday. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a really, really good album. Way more than I thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be cheesy, throwaway 80s pop reggae, but no, it's actually a really good album. So if I see any more of their albums, I might give them a shot as well. George actually sounds really good. So that's it. I mean, other than that, I'm just, whatever comes out, whatever I find, and they're all cheap as well. That's the thing. It's 150, 250, sometimes 50p. There's another one, Bread. I picked up that album. That is a fantastic album. I knew nothing about Bread, but my dad kept saying, great album, give it a shot. Best 50p I've spent in a long time. It's a really, really nice album. So yeah, that's it really. So yeah, I'm just loving it at the moment, Alex. Just picking up whatever I find, and hopefully we're going to carve it soon, because I want to go before it gets too cold as well. The winter's coming in now. It's October, and in a month's time it's going to be bloody freezing and I won't be able to get out there, but I definitely want to get out and buy some more records. So there you go guys, those are the questions for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these questions and I hope you enjoyed this video. As I say, if you have any more questions for me, please drop them down in the comments below. I always say the description. Yeah, drop them in the comments below. Get them in before next Wednesday, because I film on the Thursday, and then next Friday I'll reply to them. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, just click on the old subscribe button. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you all again soon.